End of Course test. Listening 2.
Hello, my name's Callum McIntyre, and as you know, I've been asked here today to talk to you about the mystery of the Loch Ness Monster. So, I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of the content of my book. I'll tell you about Loch Ness and some of the possible explanations for the monster, or Nessie as she is known to us locals, and I'll describe some of the recent findings from scientific research of the loch. So, I've lived near Loch Ness all my life, and that means I've heard just about every story ever told about Nessie. She's become a bit of a legend worldwide since the first ever sighting was reported in 565 AD. Anyway, Loch Ness is a special place. It has a mystical quality about it. And if you're out in the early morning or evening when it's quiet, it can actually be quite eerie. And it's vast. It isn't wide, but it is long, around 23 miles long. And it's incredibly deep. In fact, it's about a mile deep in places. The perfect place for a monster to hide. As a boy, I used to look out over the loch and think, monsters don't exist, do they? But then again, maybe they could in a place like this. I certainly hoped so. And I think it's hope that has kept the myth of Nessie alive for so long. There have been numerous sightings over the years, and even some photographic evidence. The most famous is the surgeon's photograph from 1934. As you can see, it shows what looks like a large, long-necked creature swimming on the water's surface. It's pretty convincing. I must say, I've seen a few unexplained things out on the loch myself, but I've never been able to capture them on camera. There are many more examples of Nessie sightings in the book, too many to mention here. So, what is Nessie? The most popular theory is that she's a plesiosaur, a type of dinosaur which for some reason didn't die out along with the others 65 million years ago. That's the most exciting explanation, in my opinion. But I've been observing the loch for many years, and I haven't found any proof that she exists, even though I'd like to believe that she does. People often ask me, if Nessie doesn't exist, why have there been so many eyewitness accounts of her? Well, it could be due to a psychological phenomenon known as expectant attention. This happens when people expect to see something, or want to see something, and then misinterpret visual cues and think that they really have seen it. Some people think that groups of animals such as seals or otters moving together in the water may look like the curves of a monster's back. I guess that's a likely explanation, if you don't believe in the monster. In a recent study, scientists found DNA matches for many land species that you'd expect to see in and around Loch Ness, including humans, dogs, wild animals and birds. This suggests that if there really was a monster in the loch, they'd have found evidence of it. However, there is some uncertainty. For some reason, seal and otter, two animal species which are known to visit the loch occasionally, weren't detected in the samples, and a large proportion of the DNA that was collected in the loch, 20% in fact, was categorised as unexplained. While that's considered normal for this type of DNA study, it means there is some room for doubt. Basically, they can't find evidence that Nessie exists, but they can't prove that she doesn't. And actually, I like that. Despite all our scientific technology, we can still enjoy the thrill of an unsolved mystery.